everybody's different. So there's no like one balanced meal plan. Some people can eat 4 or 5 small meals. Some of us just do 2 or 3 meals, right? Just a balance just comes down to your lifestyle, your job, your family. Like it just comes from your lifestyle. So controlling portion sizes, focusing on foods that are nourishing, that are high nutrition, based foods, that's going to help you stay in a caloric deficit consistently.
Hi, my name is Moe Ghias. Essentially, I'm a kid who's obsessed with winning and sharing the lessons with you because growing up, I wish I had someone like me to help me out. On the Healthy Systems podcast, you will learn one main idea, system from each episode that you can use in your life, whether that is financial, relationships, fitness, and wellness. So if you're a millennial, you're hyper ambitious, this podcast is for you because the more systematic your life is, the more you can win and not waste time. So join me on your journey to building a life of healthy systems for yourself.
Hello. Welcome to Healthy Systems Podcast. Today's episode or today's healthy system is something that is going to help a lot of you, okay? And the topic is you will never lose body fat unless you do these 5 things. So I'm going to talk about 5 things. I'm going to give you some interesting statistics, facts, and I'm going to give you a plan at the end that's going to wrap it all together. And it's going to give you the blueprint to get leaner this year. Okay. So the reason I'm filming this episode is a lot of the time we hear people being like, yeah, I'm going to lose body fat. And then a week goes by, a month goes by, a year goes by, a quarter goes by, like nothing changes. And it's because they're missing these 5 things. And fat loss is not just one thing. It's not just about caloric deficit. It's not just about eating less, moving more. I'm telling you, it's not. It's way more complicated than that. And if you've really tried eating less and moving more and it didn't work, this is why. Okay. You're missing some of the other parts of the puzzle. So the very first thing I want to do is I want to break down the 5 things that are essential for fat loss, especially for those of you who might be afraid of lifting weights or don't know where to start. Okay. So the very first thing in fat loss journey to make your fat loss journey a success is you need to be in a consistent caloric deficit. Okay. Fancy word, but all it means is that the key to losing body fat is creating a consistent calorie deficit, meaning you're consuming less calories and burning more calories. That's all it means. But you got to do it consistently. Okay. It's very easy to do it oftentimes Monday through Friday, and then Saturday and Sunday overeat so much that that deficit is wiped out. So that's why week after week, you see no performance, you see no results. Okay. So this also doesn't mean starving yourself. Remember that. It's about balanced eating. And the thing with balanced eating is everybody's different. So there's no like one balanced meal plan. Some people can eat 4 or 5 small meals. Some of us just do 2 or 3 meals, right? Just a balance just comes down to your lifestyle, your job, your family. Like it just comes from your lifestyle. So controlling portion sizes, focusing on foods that are nourishing, that are high nutrition, based foods, that's going to help you stay in a caloric deficit consistently. Because if you eat junk, what's going to happen is you'll run out of calories very fast. Okay. If you eat a bag of Doritos, yes, it's 400 calories, but it's not very satiating. And it's actually going to make you want to crave more junk food after. But if you eat some chicken and rice, if you eat some tuna salad, if you eat, some beef with, another carb source, what's going to happen is that'll be around 400, 500 calorie meal, but it'll be way more nourishing. You'll have iron, zinc, multivitamins, protein, all those things that your body actually likes and it needs. So at the end of the day, instead of getting into too much detail, consistent caloric deficit is what's needed. And the best way to consistently stay in a deficit is to eat balanced food, controlling portion sizes, focusing on nourishing foods. And a lot of the time, especially with my Muslim clients, right? Most of the time, many Muslim sisters especially, they worry that dieting is about deprivation. But dieting is not about deprivation. It's a lot more about mindful eating and small sustainable changes. Okay? Because if it was all about deprivation, we could just not eat and lose the weight. But you see how every time you do that, you gain all the weight back. So it's not about deprivation. It's actually about sustainable small changes that'll help you in the long run. So here's an interesting fact for you on the caloric deficit. You need to burn roughly 3,500 calories to lose 1 pound of fat. 3,500 calories equals 1 pound of fat. So if you look at your body, Each pound of fat is holding on to 3,500 calories of energy. Okay. And that fact helps a lot of people because then it puts fat loss into numbers. Okay. So how are we gonna get to 3,500 calories in a week? Because the goal is to lose 1 pound of fat a week, right? That's a scientific recommendation. Well, we can do that a couple of different ways. One, if your basic metabolic rate is 2,000 calories a day, and we reduce your calories to 1,500 a day, and you eat 1,500 all week, you're already at a deficit, right? Just by like eating a little bit less, you've already hit 3,500 calories for that week, because 500 calories deficit every single day for 7 days is 3,500. Or you can be in a less of a deficit. You can be eating 1,800 calories, and then you can make up the rest by walking 10,000 steps every day. Okay. Or you can just be like, all right, I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to lift weights 3 times a week, but it just depends on your lifestyle. By the end of the day, 3,500 calories equals 1 pound of fat. So that's number one, consistent caloric deficit. We need that. But the second thing is what helps you hit the first one. Okay. Because it is hard to stay in a deficit. You will be hungry. As the hunger hits you, you're like, man, I don't know if this is working, right? So the number two, I said there are 5 things, right? I said there are 5. You'll never lose body fat unless you do these 5 things. So we covered number 1. Let's go to number 2. Number 2 is prioritize protein. Okay. Why is that important? I thought protein was only for bros that wanted to build muscle. No. Protein is actually very, very good for you. It's your best friend. Here's why. Many women don't eat enough protein. Okay. And protein is what helps you build lean muscle and boost your metabolism. So this is the common dichotomy I see. Women don't want to eat protein. They're afraid of it, but they also want to get toned. You don't get toned without eating protein. You just don't. You just won't. You'll just look skinny fat. Okay. So protein helps you build that lean muscle tone. It helps you boost your metabolism, right? You ever experienced a slow metabolism, right? When like you eat nothing and you still gain weight, right? So at the end of the day, remember, protein will not make you bulky. It actually helps you tone and stay full longer. Yeah, especially during pregnancy. Especially when you're in your 20s and you're like going through, like you're trying to get pregnant, like all of those things. Eat more protein. It's going to help you. It's going to help your body. Okay. And also protein, like eating more protein, collagen, or just protein in general, it's going to help with your nails. It's going to give you healthy skin. It's going to give you healthy hair, right? All those things I know women care a lot about. And actually guys care a lot about too. Like it's just general health, guys, right? So at the end of the day, protein is our best friend. And not only that, it preserves your muscle while you lose fat. So as you're going down in fat because you're in a caloric deficit, your body will also start losing some muscle. So to preserve that muscle, we need to eat protein to give our body enough amino acids for it to be like, yo, I'm good. Don't lose the muscle yet. I don't need to, I can just lose the fat. Okay. And that's what you want. Okay. And remember, if you eat 25 to 30% of your daily calories from protein, your metabolism will go up by about 100 calories per day, right? Like it actually, because protein has thermogenic abilities. So when you eat protein, just to like, it takes your body energy to actually digest protein. Like it actually takes effort. Whereas all the other macronutrients, like, if you eat junk carbs or French fries, what's going to happen is, you're just going to gain weight. Like you're just going to gain fat. Like the reason for that is they don't have the ability for your body to burn energy while it digests it. So that's why prioritize protein, consistent caloric deficit, prioritize protein. And then number 3, strength training. Okay. Many women fear lifting weights because they don't want to look bulky, right? But the truth is, strength training helps you tone out. It's going to give you that exact physique that you want. It's going to give you that exact body that you want. It's going to help you tone up, lose fat, and increase your metabolism, right? And lifting weights, I'm telling you, it won't make you bulky. It's not like you sneeze and you get jacked. You don't, right? You're not going to put on 20, 30, 40 pounds of muscle. All those, women, they were like, oh yeah, she lifts weights and she looks like this. Yeah, but she's also on steroids. Did she ever tell you that? I've been lifting weight for many years, and hell, jokingly, I don't even look like I lift sometimes, right? And the thing is, that's what natural strength training looks like. You lift weights for many, many years for your own health, and you feel stronger, and you're able to like lift weights. You're not going to turn into that supermodel. Those supermodels are almost always, and I've worked with several of them. Those supermodels are almost always not natural. They're on steroids. Okay, so those ladies that you were like, yo, she's so bulky at the bodybuilding competition, bro, she's not natural. That's not the result of just chicken and rice and some strength training. It's not. As a result of a lot of syringes and injections. So you're not gonna get there ever. Like, you will not ever get that bulky. I'm telling you, no matter how much strength training you do. So lifting weights won't make you bulky, especially as a woman. It actually makes you stronger, makes you leaner. It helps you in your daily life. It helps you carry your kids around. It helps you run around with them. It helps you in an emergency situation when you have to sprint. Your hamstring is not gonna cramp because your muscles are strong enough. Okay, so muscles. Here's another good thing about strength training. Muscles take up less space than fat. So as you build muscle, you actually look slimmer and toned because the more muscle you have, the more calories you burn, even when you're resting. So you might be sleeping and burning calories. So you see how some people, you're like, man, Susie can eat brownies and still look lean. Well, that's because Susie lifts weights with Coach Mo 4 times a week. Okay, while you run on the treadmill or do the freaking elliptical 9 days a week. Okay, so you see my point. The thing is, the exercise that you're doing, which are 100% cardio, those are just a numbers game. I burn 100 calories. Okay, great. Go home and hopefully you don't eat those calories. A lot of time people do, right? Versus strength training, if you burn 100 calories in a good strength training workout, during the workout, you burn 100, but then you go home and you're still burning calories. Then you go to bed at night and you're still burning calories. And the whole cycle, that's why strength training is so beautiful. So first thing, consistent caloric deficit. Second thing, prioritize protein. Third thing, strength training. Make strength training a part of your life. And I'm telling you, you'll start gaining muscle. Muscles take up less space than fat, which will naturally start helping you look slimmer and toned. It's the magic formula, I'm telling you. I don't know why some of you are not doing it. Okay. Number 4. Sleep and stress management. Okay. Whew. One area that gets neglected the most. Lack of sleep and high stress levels will increase hormones like cortisol, which lead to fat storage, especially around the belly. Okay. So aim to get 7 to 8 hours sleep, get a good night of rest, manage your stress levels. Don't always be stressed out. Sometimes I find that some people are just, they live to be stressed. There have been people that I know for years, man, they're stressed. Oh, today is my master's program. Tomorrow is my boss at work. And then the next day, now I have kids. And then it's my husband. And then it's my in-laws. And I'm like, bro, I know. But like, it feels like you made it a habit to be stressed. You know what I mean? Like, you have to have healthy coping mechanisms so then you can balance it all, right? Life is not meant, and sometimes we attract stress to us. Okay, so let's be very mindful of drama. Don't be around dramatic people. Don't be around people that are always going through breakups. Be around people that are happy and healthy. I'm telling you, it will change your life. Okay, but that's for a different topic, different day. Today, I'm just talking about sleep and stress. If you aim to get 7 to 8 hours of sleep and manage your stress, maybe if you're a Muslim, pray 5 times a day, do some walking, listen to some good music, anything like that helps you, give you a healthy coping mechanism. Do that, because the less stressed you are, the easier it will be to lose weight. I'm telling you, the more stressed you are, the more likely you are to binge eat, the more likely you are to not build any muscle, the more likely you are to not sleep as well. So I need you to manage your stress levels, please. Okay. So do not overlook the sleep and the stress part. And remember this. Whew, this is a crazy statistic. And it's just, I read it today. People who sleep less than 7 hours per night, people who sleep less than 7 hours per night are 55% more likely to become obese. 55% more likely to become obese. That's crazy, right? So sleep and stress management. So far we've covered 4 ways. We've covered the very first one, which is consistent caloric deficit. Then we said, how are we going to do that? Well, we're going to do that by prioritizing protein. Then we said, okay, but that's not going to help me slim down. Well, what's going to help you is strength training. And then number 4 is sleep and stress management. Now, the last one, this one is huge because this one wraps around everything else. So think of the first 4 as like linear, and this one just goes around all of them to make sure that you do all of them consistently. And that's exactly what it is, which is consistency over time. Fat loss is not about drastic changes or quick fixes. It's about being consistent, making small adjustments to your diet and exercise, and sticking with it over time. That's the name of the game, right? It's so easy to feel discouraged when you don't see results or quick results. But remember, slow and steady wins the race. Anytime you feel discouraged or you feel overwhelmed or you feel like you've forgotten the goal, remind yourself, I just got to lose 1 pound a week. 1 pound a week. Nothing crazy, not 5, not 10, not 20. Forget all of that. 1 pound a week. We're going to get there 1 pound at a time. Okay. So generally with fat loss, the heuristic is 1 pound of fat loss a week is clinically very healthy. And at that rate, if you lose it, you're not going to gain it all back. It's very consistent, right? So 1 pound of weight of fat loss per week. On muscle gain part, because you're also strength training, you'll start gaining some muscle. So every week or so, you'll start gaining, if you're training properly, resting properly, eating enough protein, you're going to start gaining about 1/2 a pound of muscle per week. What that's going to do is now we're losing fat and we're also gaining a little bit of muscle. So there'll be weeks when your weight does not change, okay? But you're looking slimmer. You're looking more toned. And the reason for that is body composition. So at the end of the day, do not be discouraged by the number on the scale as you're lifting weights and as you're losing fat. What's going to happen is there'll be some weeks when it's even, okay? And that's okay. And there'll be some weeks you might, like if you're a woman, you might be on it might be that time of the month. And during that time, the weight will be a little higher due to bloating, not due to fat gain, okay? So just let the nature do its thing and then just keep moving forward. So at the end of the day, do not get discouraged if you don't see fast results. Slow and steady wins the race. And progress over time leads to long-term results. Okay, if you get the results slowly, you're going to keep the results long term. I'm telling you, right? And research showed that people who lose weight slowly, like 1/2 a pound to 1 pound a week, they're more likely to keep it off during times when even when life gets very stressful, they'll still keep it off because they lost it in a healthy, sustainable way. Okay, so, and the best part, I think the secret is do strength training and eat more protein and be in a caloric deficit and rest properly. Like those are the 5 that I talked about. And if you do those well, you'll be good for life. I'm telling you, you'll be good for life. And the amount of benefits you'll have, not just aesthetically, you'll have so many health benefits. So let's recap it all, okay? Number 1, if you want to lose body fat, focus on consistent caloric deficit. Eat a little less than you burn. Number 2, prioritize protein to stay full, preserve muscle, and boost your metabolism. Number 3, do not be afraid of strength training. It will tone your body. It will slim you down and it'll help you tone up. And I promise you, you will not look bulky. And I promise you, you will not gain a lot of muscle. You won't. Natural athletes do not gain muscle like the bodybuilders do. Those people are all on steroids. It's a very different game, okay? Number 4, get plenty of sleep and manage stress. Okay, you need to manage your stress. If you're always stressed, I promise you this journey will be very difficult. So I need you to really gain control over your mental health and be like, hey, I'm not a stressed out person. I'm going to manage this properly, right? And then number 5, embrace consistency. Consistency. Last night I was out with my friend, we go out to a lounge every couple of weeks and we're just hanging out. And he already knew what I was going to order. And I started laughing. I was like, I'm that predictable, huh? He goes, bro, but like you know exactly what you want and you get it. And I was like, yeah, because I enjoy it. Right? And that's consistency. Years of fitness teaches you consistency. Eating similar things, trainings, just pushing yourself and just being like, dude, I don't eat, I don't need variety all the time. Like I know what I want and I love it. Right? So long-term progress comes from consistency. Now, lastly, just a side note, it's not about extreme things for a few weeks. Please. No more 3 weeks of fat, 3 weeks of get lean by Halloween bullshit, right? We're just going to stay consistent and to do it for a long time because then you're going to get results for a long time. It's about building healthy habits that'll serve you for life. And I promise you, sometimes with the strength training, eating more protein, doing all these 5 things well, you'll start getting results much faster than you even anticipated. I'm telling you, right? If you do it well, you'll get results much faster. And fat loss is a journey. And if you just focus on these 5 essential things, can do it in a healthy, sustainable way day in and day out. And you just got to embrace strength and trust the process. I hope this helps. If you want more episodes like this, just DM me on Instagram or at Facebook, Moe Ghias, MoeGhias, and just be like, hey, Mo, I listened to Healthy Systems and I would love if you covered more of this. We love taking suggestions and I hope you're getting value out of this as much as I enjoy making them. Take care.
Thank you for listening to the Healthy Systems podcast. I really appreciate you for tuning in today. Now, here are 2 ways I can help you for free. 1, you can join our free Facebook community by just going to this link, bit.ly/Titan Facebook group. Just type that into your browser and then answer 2 questions, and then we'll let you into our Facebook community where you'll meet other people, as well as we have a lot of free resources in terms of meal plans, workouts, all kinds of stuff in there. Second way I can help you for free is if you follow me on Instagram at Moe Ghias, Moe, G as in George, H as in horse, I as in India, A as in apple, S as in Sam. Follow me there and then shoot me a message with the word healthy systems, and then I'll be sure to send you a free gift. Other than that, keep listening in, and I really appreciate you.